The eyes of the nation turn to Arizona for Senate Bill 1062.
And find out how budget cuts at Coconino Community College will affect local businesses.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm community anchor Kara Hammer.
And I'm student anchor Xavier Rangel. Thanks for joining us. We go now to Alex Lucero with breaking news on Senate Bill 1062.
Governor Brewer returned to Arizona pledging to do the right thing by the state. Now that led her to veto Senate Bill 1062. The controversial bill would have allowed businesses to deny service based on their religious beliefs. Brewer said the bill was too broadly worded and had the potential to create more problems than it promised to solve. Brewer stated her continued commitment to religious freedom. She also said her actions support businesses and said Arizona remains one of the best states to start an enterprise.
Thank you, Alex. Well, the Hispanic National Bar Association is canceling their 2015 convention in Phoenix due to the proposed Senate Bill 1062. Last year, the association was responsible for bringing about 2,000 people to its convention in Denver. Arizona has existing laws that require businesses to provide service to all customers, regardless of race, color, national origin, gender, religion, or disability, but there is no law protecting sexual orientation. Senate Bill 1062 was designed to clarify existing laws and would allow Arizona businesses to deny service to any customer who infringes upon their religious beliefs. But as we just mentioned, Brewer vetoed Senate Bill 1062.
Community college is often seen as a cheaper substitute for larger universities, but this could potentially change.
Well, right, Coconino Community College has raised its tuition costs again, and budget cuts are forcing the college to cut programs. NAZ Today's Carrie Lorenz spoke with Richard Bowen to see how this could affect local businesses.
Coconino Community College is raising tuition by $2 per credit hour. The community college is a huge part of Flagstaff's economy. NAZ Today spoke with Richard Bowman about the effects that the closure of programs will have on Flagstaff's businesses.
They're a big part of our economy. They come here, they go to school, they become part of our workforce, and if they go through CCC, get educated as firefighters, policemen, as nurses, then they tend to stay here and become part of our long-term workforce.
Local business groups are looking to help the community college.
We're concerned about that potential and have been working with Northern Arizona Center for Entrepreneurship and Technology, ACONA, other groups in the community to see if we can come alongside of the community college and maybe backfill the funding and keep the Small Business Development Center alive.
For NAZ Today, I'm Carrie Lorenz.
Well, you may have noticed some smoke earlier today on the east side of Flagstaff by Little America Hotel, but no need to worry. It was all part of the workers of the Coconino National Forest plan to perform a safe, controlled burn. The Flagstaff Ranger District of the National Forest plans to burn about 225 acres. The targeted prescribed burns will reduce accumulated vegetation, enhance wildlife habitat, and recycle valuable nutrients in the soil. Another perk of controlled burn is that low intensity fires actually reduce the likelihood of severe fire and results in safer conditions for the community and firefighters.
Well, green efforts are continuing to make a difference on NAU's campus. 2 more charging stations for electric vehicles are being added to campus parking lots, making a grand total of 21 charging stations.
That's right, and this new level 2 charging station set in the University Union parking lot is rumored to open at the end of March. NAZ Today's Abby Barinholtz has more.
Currently, the United States ranks as #1 in the world for electric car owners, so it's no wonder that NAU sees the importance in bringing easier access to greener transportation.
The students make it a priority, then obviously administration sees that, makes it a higher priority, and then eventually everybody gets on board, sees the point of, reducing greenhouse gas emissions. In general, if it's better for the environment, it's better for our future.
This will be the 3rd location on NAU's campus located in the University Union parking lot. It's estimated that each station costs roughly $200,000 to build. As an added bonus, there is no cost to charge your vehicle.
Arizona Corporate Commission does not allow us to charge for electricity.
These stations use a standard plug that is universal for most electric vehicles. There are 3 levels of charging. Level 1 is for charging at home. Level 2 is used for your everyday errands and getting around town, and Level 3 is for longer distances. If you're an electric car owner, currently there are 2 open sites on NAU's campus to charge up, located in the Babbitt Administration parking lot and the South San Francisco parking garage. For NAZ Today, I'm Abby Barinholtz.
To Flagstaff and promises hope for at-risk youth.
And e-cigarettes are becoming more popular, but they could be more harmful than you think. Find out more when we come back.
All right, good evening, folks. Another mild day out there today, the last one for a while. We have big changes in the weather forecast. Been a long time coming. Finally, have a couple Pacific storm systems to talk about. The first one starting moving to California, bringing them some much needed moisture. This is our first storm system, a much stronger one out in the Pacific. We're going to take a look at that and talk all about it coming right up.
Hi, I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the latest cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
Yeah, I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Look at the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it. NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Welcome back. Well, this is a story about hope and redemption. At 14 clubhouses across the country, young people are turning their lives around with fitness.
That's right. Now, Steve Clubs comes to Flagstaff and has opened its doors to improve the lives of the youth and develop tomorrow's leaders. NAZ Today's Kimberly Kraft caught up with some members of Steve's Club to tell us how the program can strengthen the nation one kid at a time.
Recently, Matthew Peterson considered his options when he came face to face with the judge.
I could get community service for coming here. So then I started coming, and then I fell in love with the place, and I like working out.
In his courtroom, Judge Ted Reed sees many good kids from tough neighborhoods with difficult families. That's why he endorses an option of community service at Steve's Club.
An athlete at CrossFit Flagstaff, and so it's been a discussion of establishing a Steve's Club Flagstaff program here in Flagstaff to help at-risk youth get involved in that athletic training. It's not for everyone, but I think that a lot of our kids would really enjoy it and could have that as a pro-social activity to be regularly involved in.
Steve's Club grew up on the mean streets of Camden, New Jersey. Bodybuilder Steve Liberati started the enterprise after seeing too many wayward kids with too few options. In 2014, Steve's Club landed in Flagstaff as a nonprofit at CrossFit. The program offers fitness and a place to hang out for those in the court system and others considered at risk. Trainer Tara Ross lives the dream.
Give these kids that are usually in possibly rough environments or don't have the best home life or, have gotten into some sort of trouble. We want to put them in a place where all that's forgotten about. They're here for one reason. We want to get you healthy and happy and in a positive environment and just get your life back on track.
The free program attracted Aiden Cody and his 2 brothers. The 8th grader says he would likely spend Saturdays playing video games, but now looks forward to getting buff.
My mom saw a thing on Facebook and she's like, my boys are definitely trying this. I was like, awesome. So we did it the first day, I was like, yay. And then the next day I was like, ugh. But then I was like, can I please come back? She's like, sure. So now I'm hopefully doing it for like a while.
Peterson says he wants to continue his fitness training even after he finishes his court commitment. Beyond that, he dreams of becoming a Navy SEAL. Ross says that these kids are the life-changing evidence that the program works.
It changes people. And that's what we want to do for these kids. We want to change them for the better. We want to change the world one kid at a time.
Steve's Club at CrossFit Flagstaff has high hopes of establishing a permanent location in the Sunnyside neighborhood and becoming a real clubhouse, like those others across the nation. For NAZ Today, I'm Kimberly Kraft.
Well, from fitness to cigarettes, you may have heard of the tobacco-less cigarettes called e-cigarettes. They're quickly gaining popularity and are often seen as a healthier option over traditional cigarettes, and some even claim that they can actually help people quit smoking. Still, others fear that they can also get users hooked on nicotine. NAZ Today's Jacob Larson tells us about the pros and cons of e-cigarettes in today's Health Minute.
Peter Chagayev has been smoking for 45 years, and for the past 15, he's been trying to quit.
And you have a cup of coffee, you go on the deck, you have a cigarette.
Now he's turning to electronic cigarettes to try to quit. Users inhale, but there's no smoke. Taking a puff triggers a heating coil which warms up liquid nicotine in a plastic filter, resulting in nicotine-filled vapor. But hardcore smokers aren't the only ones seeking out e-cigarettes. Young people are as well, and this has some health experts concerned because these products are not federally regulated and there is limited research on their safety.
And of greatest concern is that between 2011 and 2012, the rate of use among middle school and high school students has doubled.
These products come in flavors that may appeal to young people.
Well, there are not a lot of adults who would smoke a cotton candy e-cigarette.
Health experts worry that once addicted to the nicotine in e-cigarettes, young people may branch out and try tobacco products. Manufacturers say they don't market to kids and maintain that electronic cigarettes are a good alternative to conventional cigarettes. And for Peter, e-cigarettes seem to be helping. He is down from a pack a day of regular cigarettes to about half that and hopes to kick the habit by the end of the year. For NAZ Today, I'm Jacob Larson.
We all hate doing them, but it is that time of year again, tax season. NAZ Today's Kimberly Kraft sat down with Bill Brunson to find out where you can get some help with your taxes in today's tax tip.
Welcome back, Bill. Good to see you.
Kimberly, thanks for having the IRS back on again.
It's tax tip time.
It is tax time.
Yes, it is. And I think that people in northern Arizona really want to know, where do I go for help? Is there a real person? I know that the VITA program is available, and that might be up and running where you can really access an individual to sort of walk you through some of the problem areas that you might have.
Northern Arizona United Way and the Internal Revenue Service, as well as AARP, sponsor free tax help within the community. If your income is around $52,000 or less, or you are elderly or disabled or English is a second language, then there are free tax help sites set up in the community that are going to open up around the 1st of February and go through the filing due date April 15th, where they will prepare both federal and state tax returns and submit them electronically for you. All you need to do is to bring in the information so that that free tax help volunteer can prepare the tax return for you. And so you're going to need to bring in ID and W-2s and maybe a copy of last year's tax return. But you can always call the IRS and get help, or you can always go online at irs.gov to find out where these sites are and what it is you need to bring in.
So who are these people? And I have spoken with them in the past. This is a routine that we do every year.
Right.
But who are these people that are available? And they're experienced individuals who are willing to help.
Well, they could be students here at NAU in the College of Business taking accounting. They could be people that are retired in the community, or they could be just somebody that has some spare time and wants to put something back into the community. Now, to take the actual return and prepare it, these individuals have to take a tax test, and they have to be accredited by the program. And then if they are able to pass the test, which they should, then they're able to prepare that return and then help that individual out. Now, for whatever reason, if somebody fails the test, they're still needed at that site to meet and greet, to sort, to do other things where people just are needed for volunteers.
That's great. And as always, all of that information and all the links that people need to know to do their taxes and Find that help is on our website, naztoday.com. Thanks, Bill.
Kimberly, thank you.
Will the sunshine stay, or can we expect some rain? Meteorologist Lee Bourne has your forecast.
And the Suns took on the Timberwolves last night. Brooke Cowell has the highlights up next.
Changing your oil and filter offers many benefits to prolong the life of your vehicle. Regularly changing the oil in your car can significantly give your car a longer life. Another benefit of an oil change is gaining fuel mileage. When changing your oil and filter, not only will you be a safer driver, but you will also have the advantage of an improved insurance rate.
This week's car tip was brought to you by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, located on Highway 66.
I've tried all kinds of TV services. The phone company wasn't cutting it, so I cut down. Spotty satellite? Nah, that dish wasn't appetizing. But the all-new Suddenlink? It comes with free HD and a picture so sharp it makes real life look lame. Now I have up to 300 channel choices, earloads of digital music, 10,000 on-demand titles, and new TiVo Stream that turns my tablet into a TV and lets my DVR take road trips. I've seen the future of TV, and the future is easy.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Aww. You should pick that up.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
All right, mild and dry, mild and dry. Been like a broken record around here in 2014 today. No exception, 56 degrees, just about 10 degrees above the average for this time of year. Seems like it's been the story here all month and even back in January. Early morning low, 25 degrees. Been very dry around here, obviously. Water year began back September 1st. We're way below average here, over 4 inches below average. We've only seen 0.3 of an inch, or even less than that. I think it's 0.29 of an inch. I was giving us a little roundup there on 100th of an inch. 0.29 of an inch is the precipitation we've had here in 2014. Average would be right around 4 inches. Good news is we're moving into a cooler and wet weather pattern here beginning very soon. Today's high temperature statewide, everybody right around 10 degrees above average. Camp Verde 73, Payson 65. Winslow, you checked in at 70. It was 81 degrees in Phoenix today. Here's a look at it on the satellites. Partly cloudy skies moving through today. And anything you see with these green radars that are moving into western Arizona, that's not reaching the ground south Virga. The main storm system still moving into California. They have not had any rain this year either, so they are really breathing a big sigh of relief with some moisture moving in with this storm system and a bigger one out in the Pacific. This storm will move through in a very weakened state right along our northern Arizona border tomorrow. It's going to be a windy day, a cooler day with light scattered rain showers from about Flagstaff northward. Very light rain, maybe up to 0.2 of an inch at the most for areas across the very northern portion of the state through the day tomorrow. The stronger storm system, the more exciting one out here in the Pacific. Here's storm system number 1, let me just point out, moving into California. And this next one, this is going to be the big moisture maker for us here in Arizona, and it is due on Friday. So the way the forecast pans out, we have this high pressure on top of us today. We have that light rain and wind on Thursday. This storm system will be on the approach through much of the day on Wednesday. Rain showers break out pretty quickly. It's a very warm storm, and it's going to rain really hard Friday night into Saturday with snow levels remaining above 8,000 feet throughout the entire Friday night, early Saturday morning time frame, with up to an inch, even 1.5 inches of rain, particularly right along the Mogollon Rim and south. But even here in Flagstaff, we'll see probably close to an inch of rain overnight Friday into Saturday. And then early Saturday, snow levels will start to fall. The bulk of the moisture will be behind us, but we will have snow showers throughout the day on Saturday, with snow levels coming down to around 6,000 feet, where they will remain through the weekend, and light snow continues even on Sunday as this thing slowly tracks across. Snow accumulations in town look on the light side because much of it's coming as rain. I think we maybe see 2 to 4 inches of snow out of the day on Saturday, and maybe a little bit more accumulation on Sunday. But if snow levels fall sooner earlier than Saturday morning, we could see more than that. But right now it looks like it's going to remain rain. And I think after everything's done over the weekend, you're going to see rain and snow totals like 1 inch to 2 inches of total precipitation after you melt the snow all across Arizona. San Francisco peaks, we're looking for 1.5 feet, 2 feet of snow. Same with the higher peaks down in the White Mountains. Currently outside, 49 in Flagstaff, 59 in Payson. Overnight tonight, we're partly cloudy, a little bit breezy. 28 degrees is our early morning forecast. Tomorrow, that windy day, light rain, 50 degrees, a little bit cooler. We'll continue with the wind with the stronger storm system moving in on Friday. Here's a look at the temperatures across the state for Thursday. 62 in Tuba. Sedona 64 and Payson 60. Most of the light rain showers, as I mentioned, in Flagstaff northward, and we're windy right into Friday. The storm system really starts to take hold late Friday night, and or actually just Friday evening, and then go all night into Saturday, where it turns to snow showers, continuing into Sunday. We're much cooler, obviously. And for you in Sedona, it'll be, you want to keep that camera over there, please. Sedona, it'll just remain rain. The snow levels will never get down to Sedona or even Prescott for that matter. Pretty warm storm, but much needed moisture for everybody.
Well, that early spring was fun while it lasted, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to go away for a minute.
Nothing but
it's going to warm back up. If you saw at the end of the forecast there, by next week we're going to be right back in the 50s.
Well, so things are cooling down, but the Flagstaff boys are heating it up.
Definitely. They had their quarterfinal game, and spring training started today. I'll tell you more about it coming up.
We can restore southwestern forests.
We are working to create sustainable wildlands.
Healthier forests.
Healthier watersheds.
Healthier grasslands.
Healthier meadows.
Healthier streams.
Healthier trees.
Healthier wildlife habitat. Healthier wildflowers.
Healthier soils. Healthier fire conditions.
We're putting fire back into the ecosystem.
We need healthier economies.
Sustainable jobs. Sustainable communities.
At the Ecological Restoration Institute, we're finding solutions to unhealthy ecosystems.
That's what we do. That's what I do.
I'm with the Ecological Restoration Institute at Northern Arizona University.
I'm with ERI.
We're at NAU.
Let's restore.
Let's restore.
Let's restore southwestern forests.
With the beautiful weather we have, especially down in Phoenix, it gives us the start of spring training. Your Arizona Diamondbacks open their spring training season against the Los Angeles Dodgers today at 1. And it looks like the D-backs are off to a good start as McCarthy took on Kershaw and won 4-1. Pollock, Hill, Prado, and Duncan all started their season with an RBI. The D-backs play again tomorrow against the Chicago Cubs at 1. And spring training may have started for the pros, but high school baseball is starting for one of our local teams today. The Flag High boys baseball team had their game opener at Casa Grande today at 1, and I couldn't get those scores in time, but they will be on maxpreps.com if you'd like to see them. The Flag boys will also be starting their play in the Cowboy Up Ideal Physical Therapy Baseball Tournament tomorrow when they face Pueblo Magnet at 1 o'clock at the Keno Complex in Tucson. Switching over to the court, the Flagstaff boys basketball team fought in the state quarterfinals today at 4:15. After beating Ironwood Ridge on Saturday, they tipped off against Shadow Ridge in hopes to advance to the state semifinals. After being down 36-22 at the half, Flagstaff fought back and outscored Shadow Ridge 39-17 in the second half. The Eagles will be advancing to the semis after beating Shadow Ridge 61-53. Senior Trevor Johnson put up 24 points and defended their best player to help Flag get the win. The semifinal game will be held tomorrow at 4:15 at the Jobbing.com Arena against the winner of the Arcadia-Tempe game, which started at 6 o'clock. In the NBA, your Phoenix Suns took on the Minnesota Timberwolves last night, and an exciting fourth quarter decided the game. But let's go back and start things in the first. Kevin Love gets the ball, who's been hot, and he sinks the bucket. And Love stays on track as he goes in for the attack in the layup, but it takes him 1, 2, 3. There it finally goes in. He finished with 14 in the first quarter, but the Suns led by 2 at the half. Now in the fourth, Markeith gets the ball and he says, shake and bake, and boom goes the dynamite with the baseline jumper. And we have a close game in the final few minutes, but Love with the bounce pass to Brewer, and Brewer gets the layups here. Suns down by 7, and it's all downhill from there, folks. Minnesota looking for the dagger shot, and they get it as Love hits the 3. Suns can't come back, and we fall to the Timberwolves 110-101. And keeping it in the NBA, the Chicago Bulls took on the Atlanta Hawks, and it was a pretty close game throughout, but there was one play that really put the momentum on the Bulls' side. Check this out. Just over 2 seconds left in the third quarter, Bulls down by 1, but DJ Augustine from mid-floor, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a bucket. Let's take another look at this. From half court, he tosses it up, and there she goes. That's about all I have to say about that play. The Bulls go on to win the game 107-103.
Pretty cool shot.
I mean, you don't see that very often.
No, not at all. Well, we'll be right back after this.
Terry Markson. As seasons change, so does the inventory at Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac. But before we make room for the 2014 Cadillacs, we've still got a huge selection of brand new 2013s to choose from. Models like the powerful CTS, the ATS voted 2013 Car of the Year, the popular SRX crossover, and Cadillac's crown jewel, the Escalade. You can always count on our same relaxed, no pressure environment. Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, real hometown value.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Well, we had the pleasure of being joined by Cub Scout Troop 210 today. They're sitting over there on this side of the studio. Maybe we can get a shot of them in a little bit. Kara was telling me a cool story about how she told her mom when she was in Girl Scouts, was it?
I was in Girl Scouts Troop 2149, and my parents took me to a news station, and that's when I realized that I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. So hopefully one of these kids can maybe get a career by coming here and watching us.
Hopefully. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. For more information on any of our stories, you can just go ahead and check out naztoday.com. Thanks for joining us.